I'd like to welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th Annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
Man, you corny!
Next say something while I'm talking is getting shot. Please believe that. The winner of the 9th Annual Player Hater of the Year Award is...
Like a bootleg iced tea.
Silky Johnston!
First off, I would like to thank God Almighty for giving everybody so much and me so little. I hate you, I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
This is a Silk exclusive.
Welcome to episode 68 of Words, Music, Dance. I'm your host as always, Paulie the Bull, no relation to Gravano. And today I'm joined with the homie. Don't look at me like that when I say that. You look at me like that. I don't like that look. I don't be snitching.
That seemed very...
Word, he looked like, nigga, you just told, like, no, I didn't.
That seemed very Sammy the Bull. Like, you did that.
Look, I got the peripherals. I seen him on the...
Seemed very Sammy the Bull.
I'm alert, I'm aware.
I'm scared for my life.
But as I was saying...
He was alert when the joke was going to come that way.
That's why I see the way he turned, I got a little nervous. But as I said, to the far left, the homie Finney. Yep. Right here, the homie Jared.
What it do?
Y'all already know that the information will show up either here or here, however I feel. It'll be there.
You know, that shit
It'll be there. Y'all know who they are. They've been in a couple episodes. Y'all know who I am. 2021 Vision across all social media and stuff. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody watching. You all appreciate it. But comment, let me know you're here. Like, let me show me some love. Share it, let everybody else know what's going on. Subscribe so you can be alerted when some new stuff comes, man. You already know the deal. Just do it. Fellas, what's up?
What's good, man?
Finney, been a minute.
Summer's over.
Summer's over. I know.
Fall is here.
But it's still some nice weather. We got like some 70-degree weather today.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Here we go.
Here we go.
But I mean, it's funny you should say that summer's over and all that stuff. We've had like a light year as far as like entertainment, music, movies and stuff. Like
definitely.
We usually argue the song of the summer, and there was no song.
No, the summer now.
There was no song in the summer.
There was no legit.
At least not rap wise.
Well, anything I don't think. Like what was like the.
Just like that thing with Meg Thee Stallion, the whole Hot Girl Summer Show.
Yeah.
I think maybe that was like.
So that might be the song of the summer and stuff. It's just not for us.
Was it later summer though? Was that like a later summer? Like in
July? Because I know she remixed it with Nicki.
Yeah.
And so I guess it kind of went through the summer. So I guess so.
No, there was just no general anthem. For the
summer. Right. I mean, movie wise, we had summer movie. We had Spider-Man with the summer blockbuster.
So how that went out, that played right into everybody's hands.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have I don't think anything else. Like summer was kind of
$1 billion on that one.
Right. But was there any other movie that really?
Nope.
That stands out to my mind. No.
For the summer, right? It was kind of a.
I think once Endgame like finished its bout, everything literally went downhill from there. Nobody was.
It feels that way. It feels like that took all of the steam.
The anticipation for any of the movies,
the blockbuster steam was all just. They did that.
You had other movies coming out felt like the fall. People thought about like Gemini Man and whatever.
And It Too, Chapter 2 for
But those were like the summer blockbusters. Like we think of the summer like the Independence Days, stuff exploding. We didn't get like a. Yeah.
Basically, we all got that Spider-Man that we all wanted to get closure.
Right.
And then.
But you didn't get closure after that.
Well, the good news is they worked that out. So did we talk about that before? About the whole. We did talk about that, right? Well,
we didn't talk about it, but it was on
one of the previous podcasts. But I mean, I don't know if I ever brought it back up, but yeah, we did get Spider-Man is back in the MCU, so we will get the continuation of that story.
He's on a contingency basis.
Yeah, we're getting one more Spider-Man movie, and he will appear in at least one more Avenger team up movie or other movie. But Sony's also probably gonna still use him in
the Venomverse.
The Venomverse or whatever they're gonna do because they got Morbius coming. They got
all sides win.
Yeah. In the end, I mean,
they're still trying to do that Sinister Six.
They've been talking about that ever since Sony got hacked. Remember when Sony got hacked? And that was in the thing, and they were like, they're gonna do a Sinister Six movie, an Aunt May movie. Like it was like, what? And they still been kind of holding on to that.
That would be hard to do because if they try to pull out the whole how they did the Justice League,
no, they have to do like the whole MCU route and let that shit build through. Like,
they're not, but yet they have to. Don't mean they're going to.
Right.
At this point now, the way they did the Justice League, now they can't even build that up anymore. So they have to give all those heroes their own standalone movie because they messed up.
Yeah.
Look how Wonder Woman did her own thing, and Aquaman, shockingly enough, they did a great job.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we just gotta wait for other movies, which can be harder or easier. It all depends on them.
Right.
Because see, their own standalone, you build that character. There is character development. You throw that's like let's minus the 10 years for Avengers, and let's just throw the Avengers out. That'd have been confusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one has a backstory. There was no character development on any of the characters. That could have been horribly wrong for Marvel.
Yeah. It's funny because it would have been like X-Men. When the first X-Men came out, it still focused on kind of Wolverine. It kind of focused on specific characters, but a bunch of people were just there. But it really didn't have much else to go individually.
Bro, that's how they did in the 90s X-Men classic cartoon. Right? Usually always focused on Wolverine.
Right.
Dude was like the most savage.
They were all Wolverine movies. Even like
Loner Haynes Factor was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And all the X-Men like, dude, come on, stop.
Everything focused on him. That's why it was good that he got closure. Logan got Hugh Jackman to be able to end off his 10-year run of playing that character.
But he needed that because my man was aging. He was like, look, there's only so many times I could do this.
Yeah.
And the Wolverine was better than Wolverine Origins.
Yes. Yes.
Wolverine Origins in the comic was, I mean, it could have been, comics is always better than the movie. The problem is that they went around the wrong way. Look, Deadpool came out way better for Fox. That was a big thing.
The thing about universes is the origin movie is big.
Yes.
And that's you gotta most people talk about sticking the landing. You gotta stick the jump. Like you gotta get the
build up.
The build up gotta be worth it. And that's why the 10-year run of Logan, for example, or even like Endgame, what it ended off with and stuff, it had that whole build up. And because we had an emotional attachment to Tony Stark. Yeah. We had an emotional attachment to Captain America. And in the movie, Tony got to see his pops. Thor got to talk to his mom. Cap got to go see Peggy. Like everything paid off because we had an individual arc for each person that, Hulk kind of, we didn't really get a good arc, but some people, how you feel about that?
That's what they do to contracts.
Right. But, each person that they focused on in the movie, we had an individual story with them from other movies that came back into play. So it wasn't just, we're going to only focus on, Iron Man, even though he was like a big focal point of the wrap up and all that, but it was like everyone else had their tearjerker moment too. When Thor got to see his mom and he got Mjolnir back, and it was like he got then Cap got to hold it and he was happy about it. So it was a lot of payoff. So but even the universe itself, if Iron Man 1 doesn't do good, we don't care about 2 and then Cap and Thor and whoever else, So are you guys looking forward to episode 9 of Star Wars?
I am, because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Right. Are you a Star Wars fan?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
so you're not the 7, 8, 9?
I watched all that.
Oh, okay. But you're not looking forward to 9 though? Or?
No, I'm gonna watch it like I watch the rest of them.
Okay.
Because the thing is, you just don't stop now. at this point, like, yeah, when you were a kid, yeah, you watched it because, you know, the graphics was trash. But as they got older...
For the time, it was epic, right?
No, you're right.
Well, Yoda was
the
a puppet
time,
at first, and then he
when,
was just
when you're a kid, you're like, yo, this is everything. But when you get older, you start laughing at it. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's bad. I see the lining in that, yeah.
Right.
But then when you get older, you start seeing that they've gotten better. I remember when they did the first Star Wars, like, you know, like in, what, 2000?
Oh, it's about episode 1, yeah.
Yeah.
99,000.
Yeah. Yo, that was actually, you know, it was good. So, you know, they kept doing better. I like the last few ones they put out there, except for, like, First Jedi, then I wasn't with it.
The last one.
No. What you talking about?
Oh, Rogue One. Sorry, Rogue.
Oh, Rogue One.
Okay. Rogue One is the only one I didn't like.
Really?
And that was a spinoff.
Well, yeah, it was right.
spin-off.
It was a side story. It wasn't really.
Pineapples. Wasn't ready.
Yeah, you know, I like Rogue One. I thought it was good for what it was like a side story, separate characters. Didn't have to, you know, pull from it didn't focus on Jedis and all that. It was just regular people. Well, I can't say humans, but it was like the bridge between the prequels and then led right up to episode 4. So I thought it was cool for what it did.
What that Solo movie was gonna do.
Still didn't like it.
Solo was terrible.
And I like that one.
Yeah, Solo was. You like Solo?
I like that one better than I like Rogue One.
Solo was terrible.
I didn't see it.
Solo.
Which is funny because it was corny, but I like the fact that it was corny.
Oh. Solo was. What? I would have preferred.
First and foremost, bro, if you watch it, that it was funny because it was like, oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, no, it was. I was like, this
Like,
is.
but it was like I sat through it without no problem. With Rogue One, I was like, oh, this is some bullshit.
See, I didn't mind Rogue One because it connected dots. And I felt if they were gonna pick a character to spin off, it'd have been like either Obi-Wan or give us a Yoda backstory.
No,
It was like you picked Solo, like he wasn't one of the characters that needed, you know, explanation or history. It was like, yeah, okay.
If you get a backstory, I guess because you're adding the backstory to Lando.
And that's right. And we got, you know, Childish Gambino playing, you know, young Billy D. You know, that was the highlight of it.
No, but I'm looking forward to this one. Like I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
Like even when they keep coming out in December, it's a good movie to watch in December.
Right. Yeah, that's true too.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Disney, you know, like I asked earlier, summer blockbusters used to be a thing, but now we getting the Avengers movies in March, April. Right. We getting the Star Wars movies in December. So it's like, and there's no more summer blockbuster. You just
when I saw when The Last Jedi came out in December, yo, everybody just had like, yo, you go see it, you should go see it. Even though it was a long movie, yo, when I saw it, I was like, this is one of the other things. Like I told my girl, don't talk to me, because I was upset when my man Mark Hamill had to go. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna front. I was like, I know why they had to let him go, but I was just like, damn. So if I could tear right now, I'd let it out because he had an honorable death. He had an honorable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The way they, yo, you know what's funny? When I thought he got cut down, I was like, it was like, what happened? Don't talk to me. Yo, no lie. I was like, yo, because I didn't see, they didn't show nothing. I was like,
you just seen dust.
No, not even the dust.
Come he slid.
He slid. He was like, he did the ski with the. I was like, oh, word.
And Kylo Ren was like,
but then when he was stood there, I was like, oh, so you about to fuck this.
Yeah.
You about to. And he does. And I'm like, oh, but now I know what happened.
He was just.
He put all of it. And I'm like, yo, it was like, they ended it great for me. They ended it great.
I appreciate it.
It was what Obi-Wan did, and then Yoda has done.
Qui-Gon Jinn started it off.
He did it. And like they all have done it.
Right.
Except Luke actually went full retard with it.
Well, right, because he didn't get killed. He used all his force
and left his body out
to emit himself across the galaxy.
And I loved it.
Yeah,
because the way they did it was like.
And then he faded away into the three suns. But so the reason I bring that up because basically Star Wars was the original big franchise that everyone was chasing, and trilogies was the thing.
It still is.
Well, not anymore. Marvel is now the franchise. Yes. Marvel is the big franchise now, money wise.
There's Star Wars freaks out there.
Because the thing was with Star Wars, it was it focused on trilogies. It was late 70s, early 80s, and then it stopped. Then we got 2000s, then it stopped. then 2016 whatever came. So it was like they have a gap.
Yeah, they had a gap. Yeah.
Marvel is continuous. You know, we up to 23 movies, and so their franchise now overtook Star Wars, and before when
took it in.
You want to know how true that is? With your statement about the franchise and Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the pictures I put up when I went to Comic-Con, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all went in the last 2-3 years?
No, I have yet to be at Comic-Con at all.
I bet. So look how. So me and Ronnie comes with crew. We go every year. We didn't go last year, but whatever. So we go this year. Yo, all the Comic-Con is commercial because everything is like. It went from when we went. This is before Iron Man, where they had exclusive everything, to now where, yo, it's just commercial.
Yeah.
Like as soon as first Avengers came out, that first one with Loki, yo, turned Comic-Con up the roof. San Diego Comic-Con was always popular.
Yeah.
Always. We're talking about New York, where
Right.
people just really came more for the actors, the actresses, you know, the panels.
Get a signature, get a
Get a
picture.
signature, and that was on Thursdays, which you know that was already hard to do if you're a regular worker. You're like, all right, cool. Friday, well, anybody can usually get over on a Friday, depending, and that Saturday and Sunday is a big deal. But now, bro, straight commercial between the cosplaying, the way they sell between comics, and some of these comics they're a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
You got to go in there like if you want to get some first editions or graded. I think I saw a Hulk for like $2,500, and that was because that was the gray Hulk. I think that was like one of the main first issues that they had printed out. And they had another Wolverine that was $2,300. I think that was Wolverine versus the Hulk. But you know they have all these signatures graded, never opened. That's an investment that you can always make back.
Yeah.
But it just becomes so commercial where Marvel has led the path of Marvel, and I did see a lot of anime, like people just going in, and Marvel's the way it is now.
Yeah, and that's greatly because of the movies. And as much as we love it, there are some haters out there.
A lot of haters.
All day.
You know what I mean? Avengers Endgame did what, 2.8 billion. Infinity War, basically, long story short, the 23 movies average $1 billion apiece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The franchise is now worth about 24 billion.
Of course, why would they hate? The hate would be there because whoever owns like these characters now, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, and all these Marvel characters, right? Marvel has a bigger piece of these characters, and they
own it all now. They own it all. They
know what I'm talking about before. Before they got bigger than what they were. People were probably thinking like some of these companies like, damn, I should have had. We should have did this or we should have did that.
Well, Sony could have had the whole catalog, and they said no, we just want Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because they could have bought the whole Marvel catalog for what, $2 billion or something like that. It was something like that. I don't even think it was $2 billion.
And I'm happy they did it because they fucked that up.
They made that in one movie. You know what I mean? Sony could have got the whole. They just like.
That's because Spider-Man before.
It was the '90s. Spider-Man was the only one popping. He had the cartoon.
Yeah, and he was known as the most favorite superhero because everyone Spider-Man was the most popular superhero. Yeah, they did that. But then you know what? Better heroes started coming out, and Deadpool was actually.
He was the most popular standalone. Character because he had X-Men.
X-Men was right.
And that was the whole group.
Fox took X-Men, Sony took Spider-Man because they saw the value. And well, they came later, but Spider-Man was the most marketable as well because he was high school teenager. So you can get adults, you can get teenagers, you got kids. So he was the most marketable. So Sony was just like, that's all we want.
No fourth for it.
Yeah, so full circle, Sony's now partnering with Marvel to make the movie and stuff. But like I said, there's some haters now. Other movie producers, directors and stuff.
Actresses.
We already spoke about James Cameron previously on prior episodes. We all know what he said. Endgame beat Avatar, so Avatar's out of here. But Avatar 2, 3, and 4 is coming. We don't know what to expect with that. But he probably got back into the directing, that movie because of, Marvel's success. But recently we got Martin Scorsese, who, out the blue, I mean, his comments, it seemed weird especially because,
he's a film director.
And not even, he's a legendary film director.
Like
since the 70s, 80s, every person that's done a Marvel movie looks up to him like, yo, you made me want to do this.
Exactly.
I think James Gunn even was like, dude, we love you.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking bad about my work? Right. You know what I mean? So It was random. It was, and it's not even with him. You know, it's not even competitive because what he does is not what they do. You know, but then the link became, was it last year? I think they announced the Joker movie, and at first he was scheduled to produce it, but then he didn't produce it. He was going to direct it. Then they didn't do that, so he's not attached to it at all. But the Joker movie closely looks like a former Scorsese movie, Taxi Driver, starring Robert De Niro, with the talk about the mental health and the schizophrenic behavior of a gentleman who flips out and becomes certain psychotic person. It's kind of the same movie. So you feel like, okay, was he saying I don't like Marvel movies because I want people to look at, because he didn't say comic book movies.
Right.
He specifically said Marvel movies. So it was like, don't go see those Marvel movies. Check out this DC movie that we got going on soon. You know what I mean? It's check this one out. It seemed weird, but then also now he has a new movie called The Irishman, plug, whatever. But it's going straight to Netflix. And Netflix is now in a war with Disney, Marvel, with their streaming services. So now you start to see he's really focusing on
cutting the plug.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, because specifically at this time frame, The Irishman comes out in November, Disney Plus launches in November. Netflix is, going hard now to combat, Disney, and it's like Martin's got an investment into that now as well. So it's like, did he speak up now because of that? What y'all think it's just hate? Do y'all think he really what do you think about it?
It's hate with a purpose.
Hate with a purpose.
It's hate with a purpose.
Purposeful hate.
Oh, hate.
But you think it's definitely hate?
No, it's definitely hate because as a film director, as a legendary film director, somebody who has inspired other people to want to do movies and such, he understands where he is in terms of his status, but then to go out and shit on a particular set of movies is because he has investments tied to something else, and he knows. You have all these movies coming to Disney Plus or whatever. You have all these shows. Like, it's going to the competitor. I need to make sure that nobody wants to see the competitor and that you want to see my stuff. And because my stuff is on somebody else's network, I need you to watch the network that I'm on, because people may consider cutting off Netflix because of Disney Plus. So how would you see Irishman if you don't have my Netflix thing?
Right.
I need you to be on my network.
And the funny thing is too is because Netflix is going so hard to make a big budget movie like Irishman, a Netflix exclusive, that they undercut movie theaters because there's like a movie theater rule that the movie has to be in theater for 30 days exclusively in theater before they can put it straight to video or straight or Netflix, whatever streaming services. They're gonna put it in theaters for a week. So AMC's not showing it, Regal's not showing it. All the big theaters that we always go to are not showing it. It's only going to be like the little smaller local spots because they don't care. They're like, we need a movie. So come, watch it for the week. You know what I'm saying? But they undercutting big theaters as well, which Martin should have said something about that, because his critique of the Marvel movies was they're not cinema.
Right.
And it's like, well, the cinema is where we go to see the movie. Then why aren't you putting this movie in the cinema? To do a traditional run,
but then to say it's not cinema, but then to be tied to the Joker movie is laughable. Because if that's not cinema, that wasn't gonna be cinema either.
And again, the Joker movie has that different tone, and I think that's why he specifically said Marvel movies.
Right.
And he also said they lack emotion. Now,
that's a very far from the truth.
You can say they're comedic. They're silly. They're not dark.
Funny is emotional.
But that is true too. You know what I'm saying? But how many people cried when again, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, you're a fool. When Iron Man died, when
Tony got stabbed in Infinity War,
when Peter disappeared. When Gamora got thrown off the rock.
When Peter cried.
When what I'm saying?
When Gamora fell the first time, then it was Black Widow.
Star-Lord.
You know what I mean?
Can't catch no break.
When Groot sacrificed himself for them in the first Guardians movie.
Say there's no sadness. These are all emotions.
When Star-Lord got hit in the groins by Gamora, all the guys
that was very emotional. I shed a tear. I shed a tear.
He should do like what did 3 times.
Yeah. Like I said, those are all emotions. You can't say they lack emotion. Like it's just pure hate because I need y'all to not focus on that because it is the highlight. Marvel movies has been the highlight for over 10 years.
And they're not stopping.
Yeah, like nobody really cared about Watchmen. Nobody cares about all these other little movies that come from DC. Nobody cares about that stuff.
And that's the thing. They took the different angle.
They cared, but not cared as much as the Marvel because they actually had. They actually had
the 50 round. All he did was like, yo, screw Empire, watch Power.
And that's what
screw Marvel. Watch what I'm doing.
Right, that's exactly. That's what
screw Netflix. Watch what I'm doing over here. That's all he did. He has a hate because now, like, all right, well, damn.
I have an investment.
I have an investment. I need this bread. I need to get back the money we just put in. And the simple fact is that Marvel's just doing better.
What do you think about his statement of saying that they're not cinema? They're more resemblance of a theme park.
Go first.
Oh, the joke? I don't want to be that.
Well, he said the Marvel movies. Like he said,
I want to be like, listen. If you do a theme park anthem, I don't want it to be like
he said it's not cinema. It's something else. We shouldn't be invaded by it. We need cinemas to step up and show films that are narrative films. And then he said that he said that theaters have become amusement parks. So
what's wrong with an amusement park?
What's wrong with that? I don't.
I guess I think he was just trying. Maybe he was just trying to see like the seriousness of how these movies are.
Because if he's saying they're not telling a story, they're telling stories.
It's like how people try to compare like a Broadway play to a movie. The art of a Broadway play is more work.
Right.
It's more work. Like you're live with people all the time.
Right.
And if that's the way you're gonna go, you can't stop trying to compare.
Right.
First and foremost, people watch these movies and like we all know, if you were 10. And now you're 20, or if you were 15, and you now you're 25, like times change.
If you was 27, now you're 37.
Yeah, like you over here watching. Yeah, think about that shit. Like all it is basically like you grew up watching these movies, and it literally took you away from whatever situation that you felt, and you know what? It made even if you felt whatever emotion you did, you had joy, you had fear, you had sadness because you know what? And every movie you watch with whoever was standalone or whatever, there was some type of pain in that movie. And you know what? Even with Thor, when he lost his father, you know what? They brought it back with joy. Was the emotion kind of quick? Yes, it was. Yeah. Because they're quick with Thor anyway. They're quick to bring the sadness, but they showed you why he never.
Yeah, really that was my issue with Ragnarok.
He never really, but they mention it. They bring it back in Infinity War and even in Endgame. Basically, he never had that time to cope. He never had that time to grieve and anything like that. So even if so, they're not going to be the way he wants it to be because it's different, and people like different. It doesn't have to be the same way. We always say think outside the box. If we all doing the same thing, it's not going to be interesting. It's going to be boring. We're going to find something else to grab our attention. Right? Why are you being a director who you are, you think you don't make different moves? Not everyone's gonna be you. Right. And that's they aim to be you. Right. But they go a different route, right or wrong. So maybe he just has that old state of mind, or maybe he just wants everybody strangling his way.
But again, to
see his point of view.
But again, to see that now after Marvel made after Marvel shattered Avatar's record.
Right, highest grossing movie of all time, highest grossing franchise of all time.
Had Godfather came out at this time, it probably would have grossed the same.
Agreed. If it would have been a story that because people still go see, like, people are enjoying the Joker movie. Yeah. Dark Knight trilogy was still, people know.
The Joker movie was a little wild.
Well, I'm just saying, people going to see it. Some people are enjoying it. Like, right, but now, it appeals to everybody's taste. Everyone's got different tastes.
No, I got it though. Like, I understood the purpose of the Joker, but it's funny. Like, I know the reason why I said, like, watching it. I watched it last night. It's funny how people were like I understood the purpose of the Joker. I've heard mixed reviews, right? Some people were like, oh, it was fire. Some people were like, oh, I didn't like it because it brings them to a darkness that they can't escape from. Other people were like, oh man, nah, it wasn't enough action. So I'm like, wait, I'm confused. The action part had me dying. So you wanted the Joker to be more action. When I watched the movie, I already knew what was gonna happen towards the end. Because of how everything was spiraling out of control.
And the trailer showed it already.
That too. No, that too, because I knew it was at a 10. Yeah. I knew it was at a 10. The funny part is, I'm like, wait. So people tell me they want more action. So you wanted him to kill more for your satisfaction?
Right.
Oh, you don't. You don't even need to worry about whatever message you think you know, whatever message you know, and you try to negate whatever you're trying to tell me. You want more darkness.
But you know what it is? I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's because it's Joker. So when you see Joker, you're expecting some action. This is comic book.
Joker had different origins.
You get that.
No. That's
you
what I'm saying.
get that.
People
when you
who
sell
know
something
that,
as Joker, and we're in this era of comic book movies, we just saw people Heath Ledger's Joker still reigns supreme. We saw what's his name do it in Suicide Squad, Jared Leto. So we said, okay, no, this is a spin-off, this is a different take of it.
Lord.
But we're still thinking Joker, so Batman's gonna be there. There's gonna be
Jack
Nicholson. So we still thinking Joker. So when I hear a movie called Joker, you get this different origin. People still say, well, where's Batman?
His expectations
Where's
for the
this?
Joker are too high. Sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
I've always known there's always that character's expectations are too high all the time. The Joker.
What, Jared Leto? You mean Joker in general? Oh.
Because
no, I don't think so.
only thing is the different versions of it. Some are good, some are bad, and it all depends on the time frame. Because Jack Nicholson's Joker
was perfect for the time.
It was perfect for that time, and that actually used to come out in the 90s.
But that's why I don't think it's expectation. I don't think it's expectation. I think
85 and then
everyone always compares the previous. So I don't think it's an expectation. It's always a comparison. That's the problem. Because when Jack Nicholson came out, we was comparing him to the Joker TV show or
from Adam West.
Right. And then it was when Heath Ledger did it, then it was like, oh, he was darker than Jack Nicholson, they were comparing him to Mark Hamill doing the voice in the cartoon. So it's always a comparison. So I don't think he has an expectation.
Mark Hamill was nice.
It's just the comparison is always going to be there because every Joker is different. But when I say the movie itself is the issue, the title, when you see Joker, you're expecting more action because people are going into it thinking, the common movie goer is thinking comic book movie. Yeah, I'm going to see some stuff. I'm going to see some explosions, some jumps, some Batman type stuff. But it's Joker. And a lot of people can't separate that this is a more real life, true to, reality telling of the Joker. They didn't get that. This is a not a comic book. This is a person that real life issues and stuff like that. So I think the marketing.
Joaquin Phoenix did a great job though.
Yeah, but I think the marketing of it is what's going to throw people off, and they might have wanted that because a lot of times you'll title something. Like they did with Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
That could have been any movie.
Right.
But they're like, but we want to tie it to the Fast and Furious franchise, which is also $1 billion plus franchise.
Right.
Because that's any buddy cop movie we've seen.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we can tie it to Fast and Furious Presents.
And that's how it made a lot of money.
And that's how it made a lot of money. So when you see Joker, you're thinking, okay, we're going to have Batman in here. People to this day, people still, I've seen people online saying, when Twilight do his Batman movie, he's gonna joke. They've said numerous times there's no connection, no correlation. This is standalone thing. But they're like, no, he's gonna be in there. I know it.
Even with the trailer, I knew Batman wasn't gonna be in there.
Again, and that's the problem. The common movie goer, the casual movie fan that doesn't know, don't read much blogs and stuff like that. They bought into the name.
It's because there's a preconceived notion.
Yeah.
It's the simple way of it. There's a preconceived notion to when you see the name Joker, you're automatically thinking, okay, he's probably going to try to kill Batman but if you know it's going to be a backstory to it, it's kind of like when he said, how I got these scars. But now you can see how you really got them scars, right? It's like you're seeing what led Joker into being, the madman that he is.
Right.
But people don't like, and that, I guess, in that essence, Marcus Scorsese could say, you're not understanding why he is what he is, because everybody just sees the blood-filled, person that he is, and that's all over across video games, and cartoons or whatever. Like you see the bloodlust that he has, but you never understand why.
Right.
He's been like that. So I guess the storytelling, that's why Martin could probably go into that part and say, people don't understand that. But hell, that was Captain America. You saw his backstory. And it's anybody's retelling of a backstory. Like,
and truth be told,
I think he didn't want to. Like, yes, your backstory was more detailed than maybe the others, but bro, these movies were going on for God knows how long, and they went in depth in their own way. Like, there wasn't like, how far back do you want to go into Cap's why he is where he, like, it shows you. Cap from Brooklyn, he was skinny, he was an experiment. He literally was an experiment.
With Joker specifically, for years he had no backstory.
For real.
And that was part of the mysticism of it. It was like, who is he? It was always, that was part of the mystique of him. It was just like,
Joker was the biggest mystery. He had nothing. And well, even now, like, it was even hard to know how his name was, because they did go back to how he snapped. The whole comedy thing, and that was perfect actually, because reading, like, knowing his origin. He sucked at trying to do stand-up comedy.
Right, but like for that backstory, it was always like a flashback to something. Like Val Kilmer's Batman, like there was a flashback to something. For Michael Keaton's Batman, it was a flashback to
his parents.
He killed my parents, and then it turned something else. Like every Batman actor had a backstory to Joker through a flashback, thinking that he was X, Y, and Z, but nothing ever was solidified as to what he was.
But back to Scorsese, because he, to me, like I said, the Joker movie seems like a remake of Taxi Driver,
right?
With a Joker skin on it. Same way, like I said, Hobbs and Shaw could have been any movie. You throw the name on it, it helps sell it.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking forward to seeing The Irishman?
No.
Have you seen any advertising for The Irishman?
No.
So I think...
Yeah, and honestly, I thought you were talking about a drink. I'm be real, you're talking about... Sorry, not to cut you off. When you said Netflix, I'm like, I'm going to have to look up the trailer on YouTube, because I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because I literally thought you were talking about a drink.
And that's why I bring that up to say, I think Scorsese should have been focusing more on the promotion of that.
Right.
And like I said, I think him talking about cinema, him undercutting the big movie theaters, because we're not even, you go to the movies to see whatever you're going to see this week, you would see a trailer for such and such. You saw Joker a lot, you didn't see a trailer for Irishman. It's gonna be in theaters for a week, but not in the major theaters. So whatever theater you went to see Joker in is probably not gonna promote the Irishman, because it's gonna be a Netflix exclusive.
It's not gonna be in that theater. I know that.
And I think the movie has potential. Again, it's a Scorsese movie. De Niro, Pacino, the boys is back.
Right. But what makes matters worse at the same time, you think Netflix doesn't even promote their own thing.
Right.
Like, and that's why Scorsese really has to go out and promote his own
A lot of it is word of mouth, and
like, basically, not to cut you off, sorry, but they do their best promotion is like, they would rarely put it on YouTube itself, because it'll show up. Like, they'll do a thing with YouTube, and YouTube will have their promotions, but not like how you compare it to movies.
Right.
And
you don't see commercial trailers and posters
and billboards. Like, all throughout Times Square, when we're talking about trailers on regular TV, so we're talking about YouTube. Like, not everyone goes on YouTube every day.
Right.
And like, even if so, if you're not seeing it like on your feed in the first couple of swipes through your thumb, you're like, next. Like, I'll look at it later.
And look at Marvel. When they drop a trailer, they got ESPN, they got Channel 7, they got
Facebook.
But they own those channels.
They got social media networks.
When we're watching Monday Night Football, and they tell you, hey, tune in this Monday at halftime to watch the new trailer for such and such.
Right.
Netflix don't own a channel, and they don't have commercials on Netflix. Yeah. So Scorsese should have been more so focused on, hey, look, we got that. And again, he did mention this during that press run. However, his comments from Marvel overshadowed the movie itself. And that's why he looks like a hater. It backfired.
No, he is a hater.
And I would
like it. He definitely.
And like James Gunn, who did Suicide Squad, who he's doing the new Suicide Squad, but he did the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was hurt You know what I mean? Like, he's a director who's like, damn, Martin, like, you out here trying, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny because Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the more heartfelt, family-type Marvel movies.
Especially Volume 1.
It's about the unity of the team, and you know what I mean?
Volume 1 and 2, especially
both of them.
When Homeboy died, he was like his father. He was like, Yondu. Everyone felt it in the theater.
That's what I'm saying. Like part 2 specifically, and a lot of people didn't pick up on, was a lot of the dialogue. Rocket going through his emotions with Nebula and bringing her into the group, and you know there was a lot of dialogue and conversations that you have to pick up in the story, but it gets overshadowed by the explosions, the gun battles in the ships, and you know, cool. But for Martin to say that, but he prefaced it by saying, "I don't even watch the movies."
So you can't even say it.
And that's where
you can't make a statement like that. So you don't even watch the movies.
That makes it worse because could now that's a blind thought. You can't, like you really ran to a burning building, but you couldn't smell smoke.
I think Sam Jackson put it best.
I mean, that's like saying, you know, Bugs Bunny ain't funny. You know, films are films. You know, everybody doesn't like his stuff either. You know, I mean, we happen to, but everybody doesn't. You know, there are a lot of Italian Americans that don't think he should be making films about them like that. So, I mean, everybody's got an opinion. You know? So, I mean, it's okay. Ain't gonna stop nobody from making a movie.
But guess what, folks? The hate didn't stop there.
Oh,
you got more hate?
Because as of this week,
rub it up.
Jennifer Aniston, who people know
I'll
from
be there for you.
Friends, has she really done anything else?
That shit out.
No, we never leave that. Are you guys big Friends fans?
I've seen
it.
I watched on TV.
No, like it was there. Like when when it was on NBC, and I heard they was making that money at the end. I was like, what's the?
NBC. I watched it on TBS. So it was like the reruns.
I watched it on Channel 11 when it was actually on Channel 11.
The reruns.
Yeah, the reruns.
Well, recently Jennifer Aniston did an interview with Variety magazine. And she opened up about focusing on her acting career and doing television and all that stuff. And she said she admits to missing an industry free of Marvel movies.
Damn.
So again, Marvel movies, not comic book movies, Marvel specific Marvel movies. And she said it wasn't until the last couple of years when these streaming services were just sort of exploding with this amount of quality that I actually started to think, wow, that's better than what I just did. She said on, you know, doing TV shows and acting on the small screen and stuff. But then she went on to say, but then you're seeing what's available out there, and it's just diminishing in terms of its big Marvel movies. That's all there is. And she said, or things that I'm not just asked to do or really that interested in living in a green screen. So she also said it's changed. What happened?
Nah.
That second diminishing kind of hurt.
Oh, that's what she
the first one was like, okay. Yeah. Well, when you hit the second one, I'm like, yo.
She kept going.
She felt away.
And then she said it's changed so much. I think we would so love to have the era of Meg Ryan come back.
Oh, Meg Ryan.
Yeah. I just think it would be nice to go into a movie theater.
Playing my violin.
Look, she said, I just think it would be nice to go into a movie theater, sit cozy. I think we should have a resurgence. Let's get the terms of endearment back out there. You know? Heaven Can Wait, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Goodbye Girl. These are the movies she named that.
First and foremost, Blazing Saddles sound like a bad porno.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Actually, that was a great comedy movie.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
So what was it about?
Mel Brooks. That was a Mel Brooks. I know Blazing Saddles. It was a western. It was a western comedy.
So who's Meg Ryan?
That white chick that's on like
first. Whoa. Out here with
you interrupted me in my tiny violin, right? Because also I heard when she was
big, bro, that violin was not tiny the way you was playing it.
It was small, man. I'm
So Meg Ryan, Sleepless in Seattle.
Why did you start like that? You see that
rom-coms. So she wants romantic comedies. She wants stuff like that back. And
because that's what she's good at.
I'm gonna blame.
That'll give her more work, right?
First and foremost, let's stop. Y'all don't want to really know the fact that she just probably wanted to be in the Eternals. Think about it. She'd have been fine if they gave her a role.
Nobody wanted to give her a role in Marvel. That's why she's mad. However,
you know what's so funny? I don't think she'd be a good fit in Eternals anyway. The way the cast is, she don't even fit in that.
However, There's more.
Because me being the man that I am.
There's a third diminish?
But me being the man that I am and doing some research on it because she mentioned streaming and how she's like 50 years old and it's new to her.
She's 50 right now?
She's 50, yeah.
She's cracking a little bit though.
She's one of the few that actually did age pretty decently. Can't lie.
She got commercials for that skin.
Right.
No, that's true though. She do though. So I think it's just like.
But the reason she was talking to Variety magazine about streaming in the industry today was because she's partnered up with Apple TV Plus to release a situation comedy on their streaming service. So again, another competitor to Disney Plus.
Also coming
and Disney Plus's major, catalog and body of work is the Marvel movies. So again, she's taking a shot at the Marvel movies.
Damn, bro.
Disney Plus launched, was it November 1st?
Apple
TV Plus, excuse me. Apple TV Plus is November 1st. Disney's, I think, 2 weeks after, November 12th, something like that.
I'm still
the Irishman comes out in
November. Right,
literally, when he came in, I was like, yo, are you going to get the Disney Plus? Because I'm thinking about it right now. Because we already got the rest of the setup. Should I get it or not?
So all of these things come out around the same time.
It's Disney.
So the hate kind of
it's real though. Jesus.
It kind of makes sense. We don't appreciate hate, but we do understand it.
But the hate is real.
Yeah.
Never fake.
You have to.
Never fake.
You have to see through the hate.
The Irishman is November 1st as well.
See?
So November 1st.
Is there a trailer for the Irishman? I'm sorry.
So yeah, there is, yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up after this.
But notice.
Is it good though?
And again, no knock for that because I like those movies, but it's a Scorsese movie.
Lobster?
Robert De Niro, Henry Winkler's in it, the Fonz is in it.
Hey.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Wait. Is it a mobster movie?
It's not Mafia. Pacino is in it, by the way. So you did ask that. Pacino, Pesci's in it.
Yeah.
And I think it's based on.
Is it Goodfellas-ish?
It's based on. I forgot. It's.
I
saw the trailer, but I forgot.
He was like, nah, I ain't watched it.
I forgot what it was based on. Some story. Oh, it's the story. Okay, The Irishman is the story of Frank Sheeran, a mob hitman and World War II vet who develops his skills during his service in Italy. Now an old man, he reflects on the events that define his career as a hitman, particularly the role he played in the disappearance of labor leader Jimmy Hoffa, his longtime friend, and his involvement with the Buffalino crime family. So there you go, based on a true story for the disappearance of Hoffa and all that good stuff, which is Scorsese's wheelhouse.
Yes, exactly.
That's his strike zone. That's his go-to, his comfort zone. We don't knock that. I love those movies. I will probably watch The Irishman on November 1st.
Yep.
And if it was in theaters longer or in a major theater I love AMC theaters, again, cut a check. I would have went to see it in theater probably. That would have been a movie I may have gone to see in theater. However, the dealers they did with Netflix, they're doing it. It's going to Netflix in a week after that. So I'll probably stream it there. Jennifer Aniston show on I'm not getting Apple TV Plus.
Right.
They don't have anything that I'm really looking forward to.
I'm not interested in Apple, period. So.
Yeah. To Jennifer Aniston's show, there's a trailer for that as well. It's very women empowering. Cool. I'm all for that. Me too. Y'all too. True. So it's very social justice focused. No problem with that at all. Mm-hmm. But again, taking a knock at Marvel movies. She's 50. She's not aware of what streaming services and all it is. So maybe Apple came to her. Maybe she was like, I need to get involved. I don't know how that came about. But knowing that she has a deal with Apple for exclusive TV shows straight to their service, competitive service, all these people, and Disney had, Bob Iger, Disney, they haven't said a word. They're not talking about nobody else. This year alone, Disney has Endgame, Aladdin, Lion King, Spider-Man, all did over $1 billion. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Star Wars is coming later, probably gonna do $1 billion. Mm-hmm. And other than I think Hobbs and Shaw, I think that might have just hit $1 billion. I don't think anybody else really did $1 billion.
It definitely hit 750 million.
Well, yeah, it's up there. I don't think it hit $1 billion. I think it's close to.
Yeah.
But it came out overseas later. They did like a gap in the release. But other than that, the biggest, Disney is the Godzilla of the industry right now, and Kevin Feige is the man. You haven't heard Kevin Feige say nothing about nobody. Feige is what Scorsese once was, what James Cameron, Steven Spielberg, any big name.
Well, I guess M. Night Shyamalan also, but not him.
Well, he never got that big. He had his run.
Oh my God, the guy did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Tim Burton.
Oh, Tim Burton. Right. So these names.
Yeah, he did Batman.
These names used to be the names, but now Kevin Feige. As far he didn't direct the movies, but as far as producing the movies, and his name is attached to, and he's the man in Hollywood.
Like this guy don't have to talk. Like
yeah,
his presence is there. Like even like when they were doing the whole thing with Marvel and Sony, they were like, "Oh, Kevin Feige this, Kevin Feige that." Like, yo, my man hasn't even said anything yet. Like as soon as the news kept breaking for every little step of the Spider-Man deal, Kevin Feige was like, "All right, well."
Sony kept talking.
Yeah,
because Sony was like, "Well, we think we're not gonna do it because Kevin Feige is a little busy." Kevin Feige didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Then a week later, okay, we need a deal.
But the reality is, he really is busy.
He is.
He got projects for days.
And I made this prediction previously as well. I've been making predictions. Y'all be trying to knock my predictions. I'll be right a lot. I predict that eventually, and if he wants to, is Bob Iger and Alan Horn is like the head of Disney's movies all around.
Yeah.
I think eventually Kevin Feige gonna take over Alan Horn's position.
Yeah.
And I said that a while ago, and sure enough, Feige's gonna help produce an upcoming Star Wars movie. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's gonna take over the Star Wars franchise.
He's gonna help.
I think he's gonna help them, and that might be the Alan Horn and Bob Iger's test. Okay, if you can get us $1 billion over here, because you did it over here, you can throw us a couple. We gonna put you on top of. Then they might throw him one more test. They might make him do another movie franchise. They might make him, But once they see he can do this movie and these movies, then they say, okay, you can handle the whole movie, because Alan Horn is like 70, 80 years old. He already retired.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know backstory. Alan Horn was done with movies, and Kevin Feige actually had an issue with the previous head of the movies when they were doing, I believe it was Age of Ultron or one of them. He was focused more on the toys. And Feige was like, I don't care about the toys. I want the movie to be like this. And he was like, yeah, but we need toys. We need, we need, and he was like, no.
They want to get that merch up.
And Bob Iger, being the head CEO of Disney, sided with Feige. Greatest decision he ever made in his life. You know what I mean? And they got that dude out of there, and then they brought in Alan Horn to be the head of the movies and stuff. Yeah. But I can see Alan Horn eventually like, I'm retired again. I'm tired of doing this. And I think Kevin Feige will be his successor, and he'll oversee every Disney movie, and we would get so much better movies. Like, we would get a lot of, and I'm not saying Disney movies are bad. I mean, they're killing it all around. Like I said, Aladdin did it, Lion King did it, and there's connective tissue between all of that, because Jon Favreau did the Lion King remake.
Yeah.
He did the Jungle Book remake. So again, he came from. He did the Iron Man movies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all of that kind of already is Kevin Feige's, little touch of, I picked this dude to be the director. Yeah. He's now a big director because of that. Mm-hmm. He picked James Gunn to do Guardians when Disney had the issue with James Gunn and his tweets. This DC said, "Hey, heard you did the job." Scooped him up. Josh Whedon, all these dudes that Feige picked as the producer, executive producer, they've done great, and now their checks are, the money they request are much more. So I can see him.
Even the Russos did another.
The Russos, we didn't know who they were till he picked the people he picked, the characters he picked, like as the producer, he's responsible for who's directing it, who's writing it. What's the writers' names? We know their names now because of
Coogler.
Marcus and McFeely are the writers. Yeah. Ryan Coogler. These dudes now can go to any other studio anywhere else and request big numbers.
Yeah, because
thanks to Kevin Feige.
That name's out there. That's
you know what I mean? So I see Kevin Feige is now the man in Hollywood, and low key, that's who they're hating, because these guys know the business. I'm talking about from the outside looking in. I don't know what goes on in those meetings and all that stuff, but for them to just keep saying Marvel movies, specifically Marvel movies, and it's like, well, technically Spider-Man was a Marvel Sony movie. You know, X-Men Dark Phoenix was a Fox movie. Like, so what are y'all saying? Are y'all aware of this, or y'all just, you know what I'm saying? So
it's like the whole thing with the whole Jennifer Aniston thing now. Like, yo, besides the hate being real, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You want that old thing back. I mean, your movies had it had its time. People, there's nothing wrong with a rom-com,
and it's still out there. There was a couple of them.
But you know what? She was leading the charge for a couple.
Yeah, but I mean, those movies never did $1 billion either.
Yeah, but now her time is is diminishing a little bit more. You 50, you don't want to jump in the new wave, and I get it. You're a little older. Maybe Marvel doesn't want you. Maybe Marvel does want you. Who knows? We're not in those board meetings with you. But at the end of the day, like you said, Disney coming out on a streaming service. You want to hit them where it hurts, and you think you get your people, your fans, your core fans. They probably will go that way for you. But let's just remember, the numbers are doing. Who got bigger numbers?
Right.
And if numbers are big on one side, and that's the same way how DC treated their streaming service, and everything you loved about whatever cartoons and old, Batman and Superman movies, we all used to watch. Yeah, they want that DC streaming service, no matter what. Disney gives you that? Man, listen. You get that old X-Men back, Spider-Man from the 90s. Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I want that. Let me get Disney Plus.
Of course. I'll put it like this. One, shout out also to George Lucas, because I think it was another name we even put in there.
Yeah.
Also, Jay-Z said it once. A wise man once told me, don't argue with fools. Because people from afar can't tell who was who. So what does Disney need to say?
And that's why
let them speak.
Feige's been quiet. That's
Iger's
been quiet. Alan Moore's been quiet.
They don't need to say anything, because why would I go into a sparring match with people like this? That will only make me look as dumb as they do. Like, I don't need to shit on somebody else's project to make my shit look better. Right. I already know my shit's gonna be good. We all can eat here. Guess what? It's streaming services. That means people taking money out their pocket to pay for that service. Like
eventually, people have Hulu. Gonna have cable no more.
People have People have Hulu, and if anybody should be mad, it should be like DirecTV. Now, even though they have DirecTV now, so they have a streaming type thing. Like Cablevision should be mad. Or
Spectrum should be mad.
Like Spectrum should be mad. Dish has Swing TV, so they have a form of streaming services. So those people should be kind of mad at certain things, but they're not even saying shit about streaming services like that. Why? Because it will only be foolish to even talk. Like Disney Plus comes out the 12th, so you have two people who competing against it. Scorsese and Netflix, Aniston and Apple Plus TV. Two things that may get people money or whatever, but at the same time, speak about your own projects. You don't need to talk about nobody else's shit. Like you're trying. Actually, and it's funny because it's like almost like business logic. Whereas when you speak about somebody else's project while trying to talk about your own, you actually giving them money. Because now people still gonna go for it. Like nobody's gonna be like, you know what, you're right, Jennifer. I'm not gonna go and buy it. Fuck that. People still gonna do that because people still have interests in other things. If you don't like comics, if you don't like Star Wars type things, or like if you never had an affinity for like Snow White or whatever kind of older cartoons that were there, you're not gonna care about Disney. Right. But it was never gonna target you anyway. So you're saying that isn't really helping your case. And notice Netflix not even going against Apple TV Plus because they don't even see them as a big competitor.
Right. Well, because there's one giant that everyone's looking at.
Right, the mouse. Everybody's looking at the mouse.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, even so, look, you would think the way she's talking, like she's threatened because Netflix, all they did was work harder. Once Disney pulled their stuff out, like, okay, so we're gonna work harder because we need to make more money, and that's all they've been doing. Whether they can make it or not is not even the point. The point is that they still have a fight in this game. Streaming service, no streaming service. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like talk about your projects. Like there's plenty of people who have Apple. Pretty sure they have Apple TV.
Exactly.
Speak to your core.
Right.
Your core wants to know what you got working for them.
Exactly.
But you're not doing that. You're worried about Marvel.
You actually gave people who do that shit like Martin. Whatever, you actually gave free press for Marvel. So,
Because like I said, they you know, the interview, she spoke about her show, Scorsese spoke about his movies and all, but the headline and the running story became what they said about Marvel.
That's all it's gonna be.
Because when you shoot for the head and you know, and it comes off as hate, and that's what's gonna happen.
But it's not even come up. It is hate.
Yeah. But so look at, I just pulled up
I mean, trying to attack the castle of Mount Olympus.
the top grossing movies of 2019. Number 1, Avengers Endgame, Walt Disney. Number 2, The Lion King,
Walt Disney.
Number 3, Toy Story 4,
Walt Disney.
Number 4, Captain Marvel.
Walt Disney.
Number 5, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Disney and Sony.
Number 6, Aladdin.
Walt Disney.
And then number 7, we get It Chapter 2,
Warner.
Warner.
Close
Oh,
enough.
okay.
Number 8,
I was thinking Paramount.
8 was The Joker, Warner.
Warner.
Number 9, Us, Universal. Number 10, Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, Universal. So the top 10, but the top 5, well, okay, 4, and then Sony is, you know, Far From Home, are all Disney movies.
And even as a Sony movie, Disney still had a big hand in it.
Exactly. So we all know, you know, we know who reaped the benefits of it and all that, but that still has Kevin Feige's, you know, name all on it. And this is just grossing though. People still want to see a bunch of other movies. You know what I mean? There were rom-coms that came out. What was what's the British chick?
You know we don't know, man. Don't do it. Just edit that and get back in there, bro.
Nah, actually.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but she had a rom-com. She had a rom-com.
She had a rom-com?
She had a rom-com this year.
Oh, they gave it a solo one. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a rom-com. They did a remake of What Do Girls Want. They did a remake of it now, What Do Men Want, with Taraji Henson did it. So there are romantic comedies that are, again, female focused. They still come out.
Right.
I didn't hear her bigging them up.
Nope.
I didn't hear her shouting them out like, yeah, yes, queen, go see that movie.
Because the support women are different, yo. Women, like, minorities will support their other minorities. White women ain't supporting the whole culture. Sorry, white women, I'm just saying.
And that's why it's funny.
Like, we support them.
You know.
Exactly. But you won't support other minority colored women, like, really?
Really spot on.
There's diversity in the movies. People are still going to see other movies. However, and speaking back to Scorsese's point, when you say, oh, these movies are theme parks. Okay, we go to theme parks, you get on a ride, you like the ride, you're going to ride it again. That's what makes these movies high grossing. The replay value of it.
I forgot about the movie.
What?
The Long Shot.
Oh, yeah.
With Seth Rogen and Charlize.
Mm-hmm. That's a rom-com?
Yeah, rom-com. Actually, looking at it, rom-coms of this year.
Yeah.
Isn't it Romantic with Rebel Wilson?
Rebel Wilson. That's the name. Yep, Rebel Wilson.
Long Shot with Charlize and Seth Rogen. Plus One. What Men Want. That was earlier.
That's right.
He just said that, yeah.
Yeah, with Tracy Morgan. Yesterday. And this thing, Can You Keep a Secret?
There you go.
And that's just a few.
Now, those are cool for date night.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see those on date night with Shorty. Cool. But when it comes to the Marvel movies, I'm going to go see them on date night. I'm going to go see them with the fellas. I might go see them get, like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So the replay value is what also makes them get the money they gross. Because people have seen it 2, 3, 4 times.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's not even about how good the movie is, but the threat is what they're grossing.
Yep.
People now focus on the streaming services, how much we're going to make here and all that stuff. So that's why it's hate. Because it's not even saying, like, we don't like all the Marvel movies.
Nope.
They're not all good. You know what I mean? Like you brought up Ragnarok. I did have an issue with that movie a little bit. We spoke about that one as well. But people did enjoy it. Cool. I didn't say, yo, y'all stupid. I could see why you enjoyed it. It was comedy. It was fun. You know what I mean? Same thing with DC.
Some say it was the best story.
Some people, now that people, I'm like, the first one to me was the best one.
People say that's the best
Yeah,
story.
to me, I like the first one the best. To me,
People say that's the best Thor movie.
I like the first one.
it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
I wouldn't say it was the. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's just like they combined World War Hulk with his movie. Like people loved it.
I just didn't like the tone of it. That was my issue with it. It was he, so much stuff happened to him. He didn't get a moment to grieve, but it's a fun movie to watch. I've watched it multiple times.
White man got to move on. we got to dwell a little bit, bro.
But they addressed it in Endgame. In Endgame, they addressed it. He had his breakdown moment. You know what I'm saying? Rocket, he cried on Rocket's shoulder. He saw his mom cry again. So they addressed it. Yeah. He got me on her back. You know what I'm saying? So they addressed. So I was happy with the closure there. I was like, all right, they went back and touched it because obviously it was missed in that movie. So, and that's the thing. The franchise, it came back. So when we watched Ragnarok, we didn't look at it and say, "Don't worry, they're gonna pay that off 3 movies later." No, it was like I had a gripe with it, but now okay, that movie didn't get it. But so when you watch the whole thing, cool. But they didn't fast forward and say, one day I'll get over this when I talk to a little raccoon or something. Like it didn't. That's what DC did with Batman vs Superman. With all them flashbacks and fast forwards, and it was just like.
And Martha.
Why'd you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Yo, you want to hear?
You were doing so good.
The crazy part about that is
now I got to kill you.
When they did that and they were like, wait, oh snap. So his mom both named Martha, and I've been fans with these dudes for how long?
Yeah, I know Mad Buddha didn't know that.
They didn't care. Ain't nobody worried about no Batman.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, nobody was worried about no Batman's mother.
Nobody.
Everybody knew Batman's father. Yo, Thomas Wayne. They never mentioned his mother.
But the funny thing is, the movie starts out with them dying again, and they showed the tombstone or whatever, so they made you know Martha Wayne. And it was just like, why did you show us that? Then it was like 2 hours later, oh, that's why y'all showed us that in the beginning.
Yeah, because so you can remember.
Her name is Martha. Her name is Martha Kent. Her name is Martha. Oh
my God, pineapple.
Did we just become best friends?
Literally, he did. He's like, I'm about to kill. Oh, your mother thinks.
Mother too?
Well, come on up.
My bad.
I
didn't mean to hurt you real quick.
Got you.
Shut the knees off.
Got you. Step brother. In 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Why you said that name? My nigga. That's my mother's name.
And I don't hate DC movies. I want DC movies to be good as well because it'll keep Marvel from getting comfortable. And yeah.
They get a little better, but like even with the whole Shazam, they did their thing. Like I said before, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, like they're getting better.
And they have to take a step back.
They need to get a step back. Yeah. That formula, they're literally missing that formula. Even when they put their standalone movies, they're not trying to do Justice League again. They're not trying. Because if you literally did it the way it is now, which your Wonder Woman did a great job, your Aquaman did a great job, Shazam, shockingly enough, they did a great job.
Right.
Yo, keep that formula going, bro. You can make something happen. But I guess they so scared of how they messed up, they can't bring that back.
Right.
Because now, the next Justice League, you need Darkseid.
And just think,
you need him.
They literally had the biggest characters in comic book history.
Together.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, like they're all in one movie. And this movie
Flash, Cyborg.
Yeah.
And you know what's worse?
Even
the flashback had the Green Lantern.
Right.
Like, wait. You had the Amazon.
Yeah.
You had to do some space. And you telling me you couldn't throw Green Lantern in
comparison to Iron Man, Captain America, Hawkeye. Like look at the comparison.
Get your man.
What you say?
I said it could have had Arrow.
He's on TV. He's on TV.
Get your man. How you gonna hit me with the Green Arrow? That's why they had Cyborg in there, brother. Matter of fact, now the flashback did the flashback also mention the Martian?
No, but I think
John Jones?
It was the leader scene or something like that. They said they thought they was going to. I think they were going to, but they took it out, something like that. It was too much because it was too many breadcrumb. Bro, can we just focus on this movie?
The breadcrumbs are so high, bro. They literally took the back and said,
"Yeah." Like I like Marvel, reverse engineered the universe. They were like, "Hey, we passed that, but here's a whole movie that took place back there." Like they did Ant-Man. Oh, because a lot of people are like, "Well, Ant-Man was from the original." He was technically. Hank Pym was, but we do so that they didn't do
Captain
the
Marvel.
right. Captain Marvel was a flashback. You know what I'm saying? So they did touch. So they were like, okay, now that we built this up, we can touch on some things and then throw it back to that and say this is why this happened.
Yeah, but
it's like
even with Ant-Man, how they brought it back to from Civil War to now, It was great.
Look at Far From Home. Far From Home brought in the whole first Iron Man movie in full circle with the dude that the bald-headed dude screamed on.
You mean Vulture?
No. The dude that was Ironmonger. What's his name? That took over the company. Abadiah Stain. And he yelled on the scientist dude. He was part of Mysterio's team, and it was like, oh, you know, and then they were like, hey, they were in the movies.
The connection was great.
Right, and then they showed the Civil War scene when Tony was on stage talking. They said, oh, Mysterio was in the background, watching, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, now I want to watch that movie again because of this. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have to throw.
There's nothing funnier than comparing to when you watch those movies and in comic books that the cats who got it was like this in the theater. And the people who didn't, they were like this. So what's going on?
Right.
You mean what's going on? Go watch the rest of the freaking 22 that I've been watching.
You want me shooting in the gym?
Right. So quick question before we wrap it up. This year alone, so far, have you gone to see any movies in theater other than Marvel movies?
Yeah.
What have you seen?
I just saw Joker last night. And that was a Marvel movie.
It was a comic book movie, but yeah.
I did see Joker, and I saw it.
Okay.
And I thought it was good, but you know, the first one was for me. The first one was better. Mm-hmm. And horror movies are just funny to me, so I got a little twist of darkness.
Have you seen anything other than Marvel movies?
I did, but I can't remember what I saw. It was like one movie, and I can't remember what the hell I saw.
You saw a rom-com? You saw like
nah.
He definitely see no rom-com.
Player
over here, he ain't about that. His day thing is like, I'm gonna take you to go see Rambo. Let's go. The last Rambo. That's what he saw. Hey, boo, listen. See?
I want to see John Wick.
That's what I saw. John Wick. There you go. There you go. I couldn't remember that shit. Yeah, John Wick. That's right.
That's how you take it.
That was it.
It was either Rambo or John Wick.
I saw it 3 times. I saw
John Wick twice. I saw John Wick twice. Yeah. So there are other movies out there that we go see. Speaking for us, not speaking for everybody, but we've gone see.
But there's a lot of good movies out there. It's just like, it's just like everyone has different tastes. There are movies out there like that. John Wick is serious. Yeah. Like.
But again, to me,
he can make a fun. We in it.
A lot of people would say that's theme park.
But to Jared's point, some people don't like that new change, man. Like they hold on to what they know, and my man Scorsese just held on to that, and you know what? And lashed out.
I'm looking forward to the Irishman.
Like you said, instead of focusing on your work at that moment and bigging up your work, all you did was just say, why go to see Marvel and come see? No, man, don't worry about Marvel. Like Marvel, they literally did their thing. They're continuing on new projects.
Jennifer Aniston, why would she even mention it? She was talking about streaming, she was talking about the show Cool, but then to say, but I don't want to live in a green screen. Nobody said, like, you know, like those memes. Nobody, and then Jennifer Aniston, I don't want to be in front of a green screen. Like,
seriously?
I didn't say
Bro, how about when the Marvel comes and they do those like you see some type of green screen.
Yeah.
Like you're not driving all the way.
Yeah.
Like let's stop. And plus, when you did Friends, I'm pretty sure they did the green screens there too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying you don't want to be in green screen the whole time, I get it. Yeah. But you know what? Some people can't be doing.
And that's some good acting.
Did you say earlier about how The Rock and Homeboy they did that clause?
Yeah, they can't lose the fight, so they can't get beat up too much in the fight.
So like that. Yeah. Some people may like the green screen more, and hey, it's fine. Mm-hmm. You just focus on your projects, and I'm pretty sure more will come your way. You're a talented actress. Mm-hmm. Do your thing. Same way like Scorsese, like you said before, guys. He's a talented director. Like, come on, do your thing.
Just think about what it takes to do a scene with a talking raccoon.
Yeah.
That's not there. You know what I mean?
That's method acting.
And you got
a tree. A tree you never see. and you don't know if you're looking at him the right way. No. Chris, turn more to the right. More to the right.
Groot has more emotion in his dialogue and script than Toretto in Fast and Furious, because even though he's saying I am Groot, she said they have a script written out for what he's saying, and then he emotes it based on the time, and so that's acting. That's some talent to me.
I think
that's talent.
I think Marvel, or just the whole thing of Marvel, they made everyone set their game up into a level where the monster that has come out has taken over every genre.
Because little known fact, movie theaters right now are actually doing bad. ticket sales and stuff for movies is not as high as it used to be.
Dude, it's like $17
except for Marvel Disney movies.
You know how true that is? You know how true that is? Because this is how real it is. When movie theaters come out, I mean when movies come out, right? And you go to a movie theater. If there's a movie I'm not sure about, like let's say, even better, Gemini Man, right? I like Will Smith is my guy. I'll go to Alpine right here. You know Alpine.
Right.
Now if that was Avengers, you know what? Yo, I'm going to the city. I'm going to Manhattan. You literally pick and choose. If there are movies, yo, I know cats that will be like this. At least I would say like if I'm not sure about a movie, I go to Alpine. If not, if I know I don't like it, I'm definitely watching it. I'm doing it the legal way. But if you're talking about a movie you want to see, I'm going to Manhattan.
Right.
I'm giving you my coins.
Thing. We go to see Marvel movies Thursday, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whenever, like first launch.
Or Tuesday for Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Other movies, I'm like, I'll go see it Tuesday when it's the discount Tuesday. Right. I'll go Sunday matinee. Like, I could wait for it to stream. But when it's Marvel movies, we in there.
I've seen cats say that same thing. I'll wait for it when it comes.
Yeah.
Or I'll
and that's happening a lot now. A lot of people are not going, like you said, it's $17. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot to it. That's why they're doing the streaming service. They're doing the service.
They're cats.
The 3D, the 4D,
they're cats that will roll up in
there.
4DX.
They're cats that roll up in there with their cheeseburger and fries from outside talking about, oh, where's that smell coming from? Oh, nah, we got the McChicken. What the hell?
Right.
They don't serve that with them nachos. I know that.
Yeah, but that's as always. That's our opinion. You know,
if you tired of green screen, you got talking raccoons and trees all in your videos.
Or if you want raccoons and trees to be in the next rom-com,
you know what I mean?
Throw that pitch out the Marvel.
It could work.
You know, right?
Well, Disney do that too. They had Lady in the Tramp and they got rom-com type. Lion King, Simba, and Nala had, you know what I mean?
That thing going on.
You know, so, but let us know what y'all think. You know, as always, comment below, holla at us. Finny, give your social media one more time. You know,
it's called Ghost84. You know what it is.
Jared.
Around the World 85.
You know, and me as always, 2020 Vision across all platforms. Holla at me, comment, like, subscribe.
It's around the world?
Yeah.
I thought it was Thottam Spring.
He just gonna hate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.